Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queen B, and I just wanted to come back and leave you guys a quick video, a quick update on how my visit went today um, with my husband. So I left Polo early this morning, like around 4 a.m. Yes, I was up since 2. Well, I did take a nap, but I got up at 2:30 this morning to basically either start getting myself together, start preparing to get on the road and travel 2 hours to go see my husband. So yes, I had a great visit. It's always good seeing my husband. We are grateful for each and every time that God blesses us to be able to spend time with each other face to face. As I stated in my earlier post, um, my husband is incarcerated, to be transparent. And we are coming up on our last year. Hallelujah to that, okay? We are so excited, so ecstatic for 2027. But, until then, this is our journey. As I stated in my earlier video, as I post videos, I will give you guys, share with you guys how we met, how we got together, how long we've been together, those good things. But for right now, I just wanted to come and leave a little update on how my visit went. So first thing first, on this journey, you just have to be prepared for the worst. You have to prepare for the worst, and you also have to prepare for disappointment. You also have to be prepared to be turned around. And what I mean being prepared, turned around, you can go to visit and you could be turned around for the smallest thing. And it would just be it would be like, wow, I wish I would have known this before I travel. Because a lot of people that go and visit their loved ones incarcerated, they don't live right around the corner from the prison. Most people travel at least 2 to 3, maybe 4, 5, 6 hours to go visit their loved ones. I travel 2 hours. Now, my husband used to be further than where he's at now. It was like 5 hours away. Then I was unable to really visit him as much because it's 5 hours away, but he's 2 hours away now, so that's a little, bit more doable, right? So every month. So to travel those hours, like those many hours, and to get there for them to want to turn you around for something that just like, wow, I wish I would have known, So I say all of that to say that, I thank God that, God was with me and my husband last night, because last night my husband called me and he was like, babe, do you know where our marriage certificate is at? And so I was like, yeah, of course I know where that's at. That's like knowing where my birth certificate is at or my ID. Like, yeah, I know where that's at. So he was like, well, make sure you bring it because I guess one of his, partners or whatever in there that's locked up with him, he had a visit yesterday, and the person that came to visit him was a female, but she wasn't his wife, but she was listed as his friend on his visitation list. So what that means is that when she went to go visit him yesterday, they turned her away because she was listed as his friend. And so, but they was like confused because my husband said that the guy told him that this lady, visit him for years, you know what I mean? And she was always listed as his friend. So they did not understand at all, like, what was going on. So my husband was just like, make sure you bring our marriage certificates, so we, just in case if they wanted to turn you away. And the reason why my husband said that too, let me rewind, because the last time I went to go visit him where he's at now, when I had signed in to go see my husband the last time, I saw on the paper, they had me listed as his friend. And I told my husband, and I'm like, why they got me listed as your friend? Like, is it not in the system that I'm your wife? You know, so because we got married while he was incarcerated, so in order to do that, I have to send the paperwork for my husband to sign and for the chaplain to, you know, to notarize it or whatever, to, you know, to complete the the marriage, right? So anywho, so I guess that's what dawned on him too after his partner told him about his situation with old girl coming to see him yesterday, and she got turned around. Thank God. Thank God I listened. Thank God I listened to my husband, because I was giving him a little hard time last night, because I'm like, for what? Like, we married, we ain't got nothing to worry about, baby. No. But thank God I listened to him, because when I got up there, y'all, and it was time for me to check in, and you know, they ask you for, you know, your loved one's IS number or whatever, because that's how they look up, you know, exactly who you coming to visit. So I gave them my husband's IS number, and so I heard a girl say, "Oh, we got another friend listed." So I'm like, "Oh Lord, here we go." So they called the supervisor. He came or whatever, and he went into the little booth where everybody, all the other officers was at, whatever. And so he comes out he proceeded to tell me, he was about to tell me that because I'm listed as his friend, and he was going to go into details of, I guess, why they turned away female friends from coming to see their friend or whoever. You know, I kind of like stopped him in his tracks, and I was like, well, I'm not his friend, I'm his wife. And he was like, oh, he was like, well, he was like, do you have the birth certificate? I was like, birth certificate? I said, do you mean marriage certificate? So he was like, yeah. I said, yeah, I got it in the car. So I went, got our marriage license, certificate, whatever, came back and gave him the paperwork or whatever. He read it over. He asked me, you know, where do I reside at? I said, I reside in the state of Alabama. I said, but when me and my husband got married, I was still living in New Jersey. I was still living up north. So, anywho, so nevertheless, long story short, they finally plugged me in the system that I am his wife. And so I asked him, I said, so moving forward, I won't have no issues, right? And he was like, no. I said, okay. But I told my husband today, I said, I'm still going to bring the paperwork, because these people will tell you one thing, and then when you go again for visit, it be something totally different, you know, because it don't always be the same people, you know what I mean? Sometimes you might catch it might be different other people. So I'm just gonna bring our marriage certificate every time I go, because like I said, I drive 2 hours there, and that's 2 hours back. Like, gas is high, okay, inflation is real. And yeah, and I didn't travel 2 hours for you guys to turn me away to say I can't see my husband. So yeah, this journey is you can take a lot of losses or you can have a lot of wins. It all depends on the day and the mood, you know, because I still don't have the understanding of why they are turning away you know, female friends that's going to go visit their friends or whoever they is to them, you know. So, but I do know in the state of Alabama, you know, if the inmate is married, I don't like to say that word inmate, but if, you know, the incarceration person is married, they only their wife can come and visit them. They can't have their wife and a female friend listed on their visitation list. And I like that, because that kind of like cut all that drama, confusion off. You know what I'm saying? Because you the wife, you know you the only one going to go see your husband and nobody else. So I like that. That's one rule I say that I like as far as the prison in the state of Alabama. But overall, I had a great visit with my husband as usual. You know, we just talked, laughed, you know, ate the little snacks that they have there and drinks and stuff like that or whatever. And we just had a good time with each other. You know, my husband is my best friend. You know, I also have a female best friend too, but my husband is my best friend. And, you know, you just know when it's meant to be. You just know when God is all in it. Like, my husband's not perfect. I'm not perfect. None of us is perfect, you know, but we're perfect for each other. You get what I'm saying? So, I'm just excited for my husband to come home and for us to start our new journey together. So, if my eyes is like moving all over the place, I'm right now I'm recording on my phone. So as I keep growing my channel, of course I will be later on will purchase a camera because right now I feel like I'm looking this way, so I'm hoping me looking in this direction is looking straight at you guys, because if I look this way, it's like I'm not looking at you guys. It's just weird, like how the phone situation goes when you record. So if my eyes looking crazy, please don't pay that no mind, okay? But yeah, I had a good time. I had a good time with my husband. But yeah, so I just wanted to come give y'all a little update, before I lay down and get some rest, and just let you guys know that, on this journey is a lot of ups and downs. But like I said before, love conquers over everything, and you just gonna get through it. You're gonna get through it. So, but anyway, guys, I don't know. I try to do something with this hair. I I asked my husband today. I said, "Do you like my hair?" He was like, "Yeah, I like it, but it's a little flat." But anyway, guys, I hope you guys had an amazing Sunday. I hope y'all had an amazing week, and I will going to end this video. So if you guys are interested in seeing this type of content, this type of just it's just gonna be whatever I feel for that day is what I'm going to record. But like I said, I am gonna incorporate me and my husband love journey, and also my fitness journey. I'm just gonna incorporate my life. Um, yeah. So I hope you guys continue with me on this journey, and you guys have an awesome night, and I will see you all in my next video.